Welcome to this first in a series of 4 videos on setting up payroll in Stamp Shop Manager. As you can see, I've logged into Stamp Shop Manager and I've clicked on the Employee and Payroll option in the standard startup menu. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up not employees but payroll types. So I'm going to click on the payroll types, and you'll notice that we have 4 things that can be set up. The first 2 really must be set up. The other 2 are optional. So we'll start with the tax types. When you click on tax types, you'll see that there are some that are already set up for you, and these cannot be changed. These are the federal income tax, the federal Social Security for the employee, federal Social Security for the employer, the federal Medicaid or Medicare for the employee, and the Medicare for the employer. Now, if we're setting up the average, we're also going to need to set up a few additional things. So I'm going to click on New, and the first thing I'm going to set up, for example, is my state income tax. So I can name this whatever I want, and I will type this as Massachusetts, and I'll just make note here that it's for the employee. Okay, who it's paid by, employee or company. In this case, it's employee. Now, for all of the states, Stamp Shop Manager includes a special DLL that contains all of the calculations. So I'm going to hit the drop down list and I'm going to find all of these options, and in the United States it's a state. So in my case the state is Massachusetts. In your case it will be whatever your state is. Now I also need to set here the general ledger account where this liability, when we've deducted it from the employee's paycheck, we're holding it to send to the state. So in my case, as payroll state tax liability. So there's the GL account. And to whom does this money get sent? I don't have anybody set up yet, so I'm going to click on the little ellipsis button, and I'm going to create, in my case, Mass Department of Revenue, whatever my account number with them is, whatever the address for the mailing, whatever comments I need, and save. Okay, close that, and then we're choosing that. So I will save that. The next thing I'm going to create, another new one. This is going to be for unemployment. So I'm going to type Mass UI. So this is paid by the employer. This is a state unemployment. So again, in this case, whatever the percentage is for your state. .8%. And where am I going to hold that? I'm also going to hold this, get the various options. You can also create additional options as you see fit. So this is the employer state unemployment. And to whom is this going to be paid? This is the same. And then finally, the last one that we will set up, and you may have others in your state. I'm going to have the federal unemployment. This is also paid by the company, and you'll find federal unemployment and whatever your rate happens to be. Again, I've chosen the account I need to, this is going to go to the IRS, whatever their address is. And I've now set up all my tax types. Next thing I'm going to do is earnings types. You can see that I can create as many as I need. I'm going to create a new one. I'm just going to call this hourly. It's an hourly rate. I'm not going to set a default amount. And this goes to the W-2 form. Certain earnings get certain criteria. And what taxes will this earnings type be subject to? Now when I click, I've got all of these. I can click on the first one, hold down the shift key, go to the last one. That's going to select all of them and click OK. You'll notice that all for the employee are here, all for the company are stored here. So that works out beautifully. I'm going to save that. And we'll do one more, and this is going to be the salaried employee. And that's going to be an annual salary. I'm not going to put in anything for the default amount, but I do need to set the taxes that this earnings type is subject to. Okay. And save. So now I have set up both my tax types and my earnings type. Under the time off type, deductions type might be I'm going to set up 401k deductions, employees, percentage of health insurance, whatever the case might be. Time off types, we'll create just a couple. I'm going to create, this will be sick pay for hourly. So maybe we'll call this H. And we'll say that there are 40 hours a year, etc. I'm going to save that, and I'll create one more new one, and I'm going to call this vacation for hourly. And maybe they get 80 hours of vacation per year. So I'm good there. And now I've set up all of the payroll types. Stay tuned to video number 2 to set up employees.